Are you a Funko Pop collector? Would you buy these? Hello, Skele Vaderites and friends of Skele Vader, and welcome to Skele's 2024 Christmas haul video. Let's have a look at these amazing items that Santa, my wife and two daughters, gave me this year. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the Marvel Legends Incredible Hulk. 3.75 inch, actually just a little bit taller than that. But if you listen to the Cambridge and Washawn podcast that I co-host with my friend Mark, I've talked about this a few times. He and I have talked about this figure. I have been eyeing this for a long time. I really wanted to get him. And for some reason, I avoided getting him when I saw him regular price at Target, like 2 years ago now, I guess, maybe 3, goodness. I got him for Christmas and he is just remarkable. He's one of the best retro style Marvel figures and he's gonna look fantastic next to my Spider-Man. These guys just look fantastic. These two characters are part of the reasons why I have an affinity for Marvel Comics. And the other 3 items are vintage items. And I have to admit, I helped my wife a little bit in finding these. So I'm gonna start off with one that I've been coveting for a very, very long time. So this is the 1982 released Star Wars TIE fighter pilot. Absolutely have been in love with this figure for a very long time. I never had this one as a kid and always wanted him. When I saw him as a Black Series figure, I was very tempted. That's going back like 8 years now, I guess. And I've been scouring eBay for a version of this figure with the paint applications intact for the most part. This guy is in really, really great shape. And the other figure that I got is this Imperial Officer. And this is another figure that I've always wanted to have. And he is in spectacular shape. This guy looks great. He's from 1980. And if you notice here, he's already standing on this little display stand. So I want to give a little shout out to a YouTube channel that I have recently started following, and that is the Kenner Collector on YouTube. It's at the Kenner Collector. And I asked him what kind of stands he uses for his displays, and he recommended star stands, which the only place I could find that I could buy these were on eBay. So I bought these on eBay and they're fantastic. I'm going to show you in a little bit how most of my figures are utilizing these stands now. So the final vintage figure that my wife got me for Christmas is this is another one that I've been talking about on the Cambridge and Washawn podcast, and that is the original release Han Solo. And this is known as Big Head Han, and he is in spectacular shape. And I couldn't be more ecstatic about having this version of Han Solo in my collection. And this one is, of course, from 1977. Now, this particular figure I do not have on a stand because he's gonna go in the Millennium Falcon in just a moment. Okay, so here is the cockpit for my vintage Millennium Falcon. Chewbacca is already sitting in there, looking good. So I'm just gonna I wanna be very careful. There we go. Aw, look at them. They look fantastic in there, and they are gonna stay in there. Put this on. Unless I want to take them out for toy photography. So the day after Christmas, we went out shopping and I actually picked myself up a Christmas gift, and that is this beautiful Taschen Star Wars Archives book. This is episodes 4 through 6, obviously, the greatest era for Star Wars, 1977 to 1983. And this book is absolutely beautiful. As I mentioned in my 5th Disney December video, Taschen books are phenomenal. If you're not familiar, become familiar. I'm actually turning to this one page here that I just fawned over for about an hour last night. That is this set image from Dagobah when they were building that. Just incredible. I mean, as a diorama or playset builder myself, just love images like this. This book is phenomenal. It is going right over here behind me, right above my He-Man and the Masters of the Universe mini comics book. So since I've gotten these additional vintage figures for my collection, I just wanted to give you all an update on my Star Wars shelf here. One of my 2 Star Wars shelves here in my glass cases, but there's the TIE Fighter pilot and the Imperial officer there, along with a couple of other new acquisitions, the Snow Trooper and the AT-AT pilot. So really excited to have added them to the collection. And another few additions to the collection here. We've got the vintage Anakin Skywalker. That's my Anakin right there. Love that he's there in this collection too. And then that Tusken Raider, he is new from the retro collection. Gosh, I love how they just fit right in. Han Solo with the Endor outfit, he is new as well, as in he is retro collection new. And Yoda is a retro collection too. And so is that Luke. And so is Leia in her bounty hunter costume as well. So the rest of them, however, are vintage. C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia, Lando Calrissian. So yeah, this is my new, newly updated Star Wars shelf. You know what? I'll show you my other one too. So as promised, I wanted to show you my other Star Wars shelf here in my glass cases. Some of these are retro figures, some of them are newer ones. But yeah, this is a little shelf here that doesn't get a lot of visibility on my channel because it's a little bit lower down than the others. Like right above here, I've got my vintage villains from Masters of the Universe. But yeah, there's some vintage figures here, and there's some newer vintage collection figures and Power of the Force Greedos back there. But that one vintage 12-inch C-3PO, the vintage Wampa, the vintage Rancor, vintage Jabba, vintage Reese, vintage 8D8, and vintage Gamorrean Guard. And Salacious Crumb here. Yeah, good stuff. So the other 2 items that I got from Santa, this one's actually from my daughters. This is Bert and Ernie Funko Pops. And if you know anything about me, I'm a huge fan of Sesame Street, but I'm also a huge fan of Bert and Ernie. And these figures are amazing. And then also my wife got me the Cookie Monster. And this is not just any Cookie Monster. This is Monster Piece Theater Cookie Monster. He's sitting on his little chair. He's got his smoking jacket or his robe on. And let's get both of these open. The boxes for both of these figures, this 2-pack and this one, are in incredible shape. So I know this is cringeworthy content for those of you who collect these mint in box and put them in little plexiglass cases, but I'm getting them open. He looks fantastic. And so I've talked about my feelings about Funko Pops. I'm not a huge Funko Pop fan, but there are certain characters that become available through Funko Pops, versions of characters that become available that are otherwise not available in toy form or small plastic sculpture form. You know, I picked up this, one of my favorite artists, Jean-Michel Basquiat. There's a Funko Pop of him, and that's very, very cool to be able to have. And there's this, you know, Funko Pop of Walt Disney. So not only can I enjoy characters that are part of IPs that I've been a fan of since being a kid, but also influential figures from history, or my interests in history. So yeah, cool stuff. This Cookie Monster is amazing. His little slippers, the texture on his robe is fantastic, and he is wonderful. Can't wait to have him on display with my other Cookie Monsters that I have in my collection. Now, let's have a look at Bert and Ernie and have a close look at them. Bert looks incredible. He's got his little pigeon. He's got some bird feed here in this hand. So super cute. Standing next to my Super 7 Bert reaction figure. He's gonna look great. I just love this. And he has his arched eyebrow because he sometimes makes that face when he's feeling either more emotional or sentimental. Absolutely love this. And then of course, we've got Ernie here, and Ernie comes with his rubber ducky. His hair looks fantastic. Oh gosh. God, I love this. This is so wonderful. Now, I'm really anticipating some stuff coming out from NECA. So we've got Toony Terrors style Bert and Ernie coming out soon, and then also the NECA figures coming out that are more modeled after the Palisades figures from the early 2000s. So I'm very excited about those. Are you a Funko Pop collector? Would you buy these? I think they're pretty darn amazing. Now, another really cool item that I got from my wife for Christmas is this Frankenstein from NECA's Toony Terrors line. These are newly released Universal monsters. And this is a really cool illustration on the back. Look at that guy. Let's get him open. Real easy to get him out. Look at him. He's got feet. Oh, wow. All right. Up and down, side to side, up and down, side to side. That's very cool. That is it for his articulation. His arms don't move. Unless they do. Well, I don't want to risk it. His head doesn't swivel, but his feet certainly are articulated. His waist, no. Maybe mine is all glued together for some reason. Maybe everyone else's has some articulation. Oh, his wrists move. That's cool. But yeah, his neck doesn't move, his waist doesn't move, his shoulders don't move, but his feet and ankles do. I really love having this guy in the collection. He's gonna go next to my Remco style Frankie from NECA, the glow-in-the-dark one, which I absolutely love. I kind of love this one more than the more realistic painted version that they came out with. I don't know why, but I just love the way the eyes look on him. And I absolutely love the paint applications and face sculpt on this guy. And in fact, I know exactly where I'm going to take a toy photo of him. So let's go out and do that. There's a little bush out here in the front yard, has some scraggly branches, and I think I'm gonna photograph him right inside there. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Right in here. All right, thank you so much for watching. And first of all, a huge thank you to you for watching, for tuning in. Do click like and subscribe, do the YouTube things. And also a gigantic thank you to the patrons of this channel, Ace, Julia Honer, Allison Troy, MotuOriginsCork, and Thanos Copter. Thank you all so much for your contributions each month. They really help a lot. And thank you to all of you out there that message me, that are continuing the journey of the Skele Vader channel with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's something coming in January that I just recently got for a very good deal because Aaron found this on Facebook Marketplace and I was able to get it at a remarkable steal. We're gonna be talking about that in January. So I'll see you in the new year.
Many of the truths we cling to depend greatly on our own point of view.